Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your May monthly reading. This will be for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and for the month of May. Alright, so happy birthday, Taurus. Sun is in Taurus currently. Uranus is transiting Taurus. Mercury, the planet of communications, has moved into Taurus today. Mercury did a very long stay in Pisces. Unusually long, and then Mercury just flew through Aries very quickly and entered Taurus today. So communication should start to perhaps get out of that. Mercury doesn't do well in Pisces. It's very foggy. Communications are misunderstood and confused, and then in Aries, communications can be quite fiery and feisty and argumentative, and now that Mercury's moving into Taurus, it should really help to make the communications a little easier to get out, hopefully. Now, Mercury will conjunct the planet Uranus. I did not write down the date, but it will be within, it's going to be soon, within the week, I do believe. Excuse me. Mercury conjunct Uranus should bring out some truths. So there's a lot of the professional astrologers are talking about some disclosure of some sort. So I'm intrigued to see what truths will come out and what will be disclosed. So look for that. So expect some news coming up. What else here? We're going to have several planets move into retrograde in the month of May. Pluto has already started its retrograde. So Pluto is the main player here for all of the destruction and chaos that's been happening on the world stage. So Pluto's the main player there. So Pluto is now going to retrograde and move back over all of the area that it just came through and just kind of shook up. Pluto and Capricorn, now we're looking at, taking down structures. We've had some major planetary conjunctions with Pluto. Pluto in January was that trigger point for, seems to be the pandemic and, the chaos that the world is in right now. We had Mars conjunct Pluto. We had Jupiter conjunct Pluto. We had, Pluto has been responsible for a lot of the madness in the world stage. So now it's going to go back over. I guess you could look at it as a cleanup. All right, so that's how I'm choosing to look at it. There's a lot of information out there. So if that interests you, I would suggest finding some good podcasts or YouTube videos and listen to the pros talk about it. And let's see what after that. Saturn is going to start its retrograde on the 7th. Saturn's another big player here in the main stage drama. So Pluto retrograde, Saturn will move retrograde. We're going to move into that cleanup process. A lot of this will be internal, forced to go within and take a internal look at ourselves. So I've already seen that come up in some readings that I've done. Next up is the Venus retrograde. Venus is a personal planet, so this is going to affect us on a personal level, our relationships, our money, the way we spend money. A lot of exes want to come back around. They just want to pop up during a Venus retrograde. Sometimes this is a great thing, sometimes it's not, okay? It is not a good time to get married during a Venus retrograde. Not a great time to get engaged. Not a great time to start a new relationship. Everything will be tested. Now, of course, you got to listen to your guts, your internal self. Now, that is to say, if you're getting married this month, that it's not going to work out. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you, some of the stuff that, I would suggest going and listening to some professionals speak on it. So I don't want to scare anybody off. But, you know, Venus, when the personal planets retrograde, it really affects us on a really personal scale. And then after that, we're going to have a Jupiter retrograde on the 14th. So we will then have 4 planets retrograding. So you know, it's going to be kind of that sweeping cleanup motion here. So lots going on this month here in May, in the stars. So let's see what the cards would like to say. I'm going to pull one Goddess Power Oracle, and then I'm going to work with the Energy Oracle and the Rider-Waite Tarot and see what's going on for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of May. If the reading resonates with you, it's a message for you. If it doesn't sound like your story, it's not your story. Release it and let it go. It can't resonate with every single person out there. Do check your Sun, Moon, and your Rising. All right, so Taurus. Oh, 2 cards fell out. We've got Isis, Rebirth, and Yi, the Sun. Both of these are in the reverse. Okay. So let's read these and see what the goddesses would like to tell you this month. I'll put them upright so you can see them. Beautiful. I hope you can see that. All right, so Isis, Rebirth. It says, the goddess Isis, with her powers of reincarnation, has a message for you. You are not broken. You are not wounded beyond healing. And opportunities are not necessarily lost forever. Your insistence on defining yourself by your losses and wound stories are not serving you now. Your alignment task is to fully accept things as they are. Choose to find a way to put the pieces back together. Let die what doesn't serve you and focus on what works. There is so much goodness to come from this situation, even if in this moment you feel trapped. The goddess Isis wants only the best for you. As your fierce ally, she will challenge you when you go off track. So pick up the pieces, tell a new story, and find home again. You will be amazed at how beautifully things come together when you reject the trap created by the stories you tell yourself. You have the key. Use it. Interesting. And then Yi, the Sun. Okay, this says, sometimes the light shines too bright and too hot for you to achieve your aims. Although the sun is bright, getting too close to its fire will risk everything burning to the ground. Do you really want to know all that is hidden from you now? Are you ready to face the harsh light of illumination that rips open your old ideas and shows you what else is possible? Your alignment task is to be bold and brave. Don't shrink away. Know that this is all part of the process of evolution that calls forth the bright sunlight to show you the shadows so you cannot escape your own denial. Allow the truth to burn through your defenses. Then you will be set free. When the sun goddess Yi comes with her bright light, it is a day of reckoning that will lead only to miracles. So, all right. Well, we'll get into the reading here and see how this would like to tie in with everything. Pretty beautiful, I would say, to start, though. The Sun is the most positive deck in any, the most positive card in any deck. So even in the, in the reverse position, it was, all right, I've already shuffled like a lot in between my readings, but, so I'm not going to do too much more. So even in the reverse position, it's like, perhaps you've came on very strong this month, Taurus, or perhaps you're coming on very strong. Now, a Taurus, of course, does that, they're very bullheaded. They'll charge into a situation, and they're very well. Let's get into the reading here. Let's see what they want to add on. So, all right, your current circumstances for the month of May. We've got deceit. Past energies for the month of May. Contract. This has came out now, third time in a row. Future energies. Moving into the future of May. Yin and Yang. What are the current blocks for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Current blocks. The World in reverse. And Spirit guided advice for Taurus. Got 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, and that is the crown chakra in the reverse. Bottom of the deck energy, we've got hostilities in reverse. So, Taurus. Coming on quite strong. I just did the Aries reading, and it was pretty almost harsh, and I'm kind of feeling some similar messages come up here, Taurus. I just think that the energy of the month is, with all of the retrogrades going on, that we're all gonna be forced to take a look at the darker aspects of ourselves. It seems to be a recurring theme. So just be prepared for that, okay? And it's not always pretty. We don't always want to admit where we carry some, where we store some of our darker shadow aspects, but it seems like it's going to be highlighted this month. And for you, Taurus, with hostilities in reverse, this is actually better to have it come out in reverse. So perhaps there's been a highlight here of perhaps somebody who has not had your best interest at play. This could be yourself, or this could be an outside influence. So hostilities in reverse as the underlying energy. I think I might read it. It's my newest deck, so we're still becoming acquainted. All right, so hostilities in reverse. This card reverse marks the end of hostilities for you. There's a shift in the energies around you and even about you, and the universe is supporting your own internal shift as well. Whether the aggressive action has ended due to external factors or your own intervention, this card bodes well for more peace and harmony. Be aware, however, that there may still be some action you have to take, and it may seem on the surface that things are slow and getting better. This card encourages you, letting you know that the inner vibrations are changing and the situation will be resolved. All right, so this could very well have to do with your current circumstances. You've got the card Deceit. Now, is this your energy, Taurus, or is this some outside energy? Tying in with the Sun and Isis up here. I'm kind of getting the feeling that perhaps somebody, it could be, once I get into the tarot, it will dig a little deeper into this, but somebody is, this feels to me like possibly this is an outside influence. So you've just found out, somebody has not had your best interest at heart. Somebody did not want the best for you, and they were not being honest with you. Right? So it's like you're dealing with this. It's like, this person, quite possibly, you could have put a lot of trust in them. A lot of hope and plans and effort, and they've disappointed you. It's like they did not have your best interest at heart, and you're just like seeing it for what it is now. And you're choosing, how you're gonna move forward. Now it seems that the truth has been revealed, and how do you plan on moving forward? So, past energy leaving your life. I've got contracts. So this is the third time that this has come out. It's came out in upright and reverse, but with the card contract in reverse, it almost does seem like there was a partnership that you took on. And this could be legal matters, a business partnership. This could be a relationship, a marriage, an engagement. But this is something that it's like you took on a commitment to. And perhaps the person that you chose to move forward with in this commitment, turns out they were kind of full of it, and it's kind of like, well, what the hell? Of course, if this is you, then, then it's calling you out. Take it as it resonates. It is, it's going to resonate with everybody in, different circumstances. So if you'd like a more personal reading, whether I can hone in on your personal energy, then contact me. I'd be happy to do that for you and send you a recording just like this. So, this is past energy. So it's like, yeah, you certainly seem to be finding out the truth of this person. Moving into the future, you've got yin and yang, though. This is about coming into a balance. It's like you take the good with the bad. Now, is this partnership is it worth it for you? Are you going to be able to move on from whatever situation this is? Like somebody seemed to have not been completely upfront with you about something. And it's like you are kind of clearing the air here, and you are bringing a situation back into balance. This is positive energy to be moving into. So, with the hostilities in reverse and, the deceit card where you're at currently, it's like, it seems like it's like whatever's happened has been highlighted, and, it's like the situation is you're moving up and out of the situation. Perhaps, of course, it's best to know now than perhaps down the road. With the world in the reverse position, I think I'm going to read this one. Okay, now this is your current blocks, Taurus. The world in reverse says receiving the world reversed means that you've been severely limiting your view of things. You're thinking too narrowly, either in your options for action or in what you feel you deserve. You may be feeling boxed in by old ways of doing things, not quite sure of how to expand. This card calls for you to think creatively. Outside of the box you find yourself in now. In addition, you may have emotionally painted yourself into a corner, surrounded on all sides by energies such as fear, short-sightedness, limited thinking, or self-doubt. But you have the option to let all of that go, and this card is telling you not to wait a minute longer to do so. It's time to break out, see the unlimited horizons around you, and know that the world is waiting for you to take center stage. All right, so perhaps, this reading, this might be speaking to your own self. Perhaps you have not been honest with yourself, Taurus, and that really ties in with the card Isis at the top. And it's like you're deciding to kind of reinvent. It's like it's like you are understanding, that you deserve so much better than what you have had. And it's like you're becoming very aware of it this month. It's like you don't want to sell yourself short. And I do feel, so far from your reading, I'm going to get into tarot here in a minute, but it seems like, everything that happened, it happened for a reason, and that is to really highlight, something that you needed to face. It's like you can't sweep things under the rug. You really got to face situations, and I do believe that in the month of May, we're not going to be able to hide. It seems like perhaps on a larger scale, perhaps we have been lied to, and we're going to find out about it this month. That could just be, on a worldwide scale. This could be on a personal scale. It could be that somebody around you has been trying to play you, Taurus. on an internal scale. It just could be that, you were not facing some truths, but it's like, hello, like this needs to be dealt with, Taurus. And it's like Spirit's giving you no choice. And it's like, all right, I got it. I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna face it, So that's what you're moving into right now. It seems like you're facing whatever the situation is, and you're going to clear it up. So for advice from Spirit, we've got the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. This is the crown chakra. It is in the reverse, so it's like perhaps Spirit wants you to open yourself. The crown chakra is where, this is enlightenment. This is that spiritual connection to whatever it is that you believe in, a spiritual truths, your spiritual guidance. And with this up here in your advice, Spirit is asking you to like, now we have some information we want to bring down into you. And in order for that to, you have to be open to these situations. Now, are you blocking your guidance system from giving you accurate information, Taurus? Are you too focused on everything that's wrong to like see the blessings in disguise that are happening here for you? It seems like there's a higher purpose here, and perhaps you're just not quite ready, or it's perhaps you're feeling that inclination. It's like you're feeling like, gosh, something big is shifting here, but what is it? And it's like you're gonna find out. You're in the process of finding out, and it's like it's gonna feel like all of a sudden you're like, oh, it's like you're picking yourself up and dusting yourself off. I've been, just kind of feeling that as a general message. So, all right, let's get into some clarification for Center Taurus. All right. Taurus, for where you are at currently in the month of May, we have the card Deceit here. So your current circumstances. We've got the King of Pentacles. That could very well be your energy, Taurus. This is an earth sign energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It is in the reverse. So, if this is an outside influence, somebody's been closed off, or perhaps it's you that's been closed off. And you're just not being honest about something. Let's see here. What else would you like to add to your current circumstances, Taurus? Queen of Swords in the reverse. And the King of Wands. All right. So there's three people here in a situation. Or just 3 energies. I'll be able to see. Okay, so Taurus, this could be you. This could be an air sign, feminine energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And then we've got a fire sign, masculine energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So, could it be that somebody here has something to hide? Could it be a disclosure coming out that somebody, has... So, interesting. It almost seems like there's an energy coming in here. This fire sign energy is coming in and be like, hold up, calling this out right now, somebody could have spoken some false, some false words. Somebody could be hoarding money, not wanting to share resources, and this person comes in and saying, oh, no, we're going to call this out right now. I'm calling this energy out. I'm calling it as it is. If this is a business, for instance, then somebody is Could be throwing some people under the bus, possibly. That's one circumstance. If this is all like one energy, then, it's just like somebody's like standing up for what's right here. This, could be a legal issue with the card of contract over here. So this could be some court, something that has been taken to court or is being threatened to being taken to court, or, it's like wanting to bring balance to a situation that has really severely went the opposite direction than what it was supposed to.
Where's the wet cat food?
Oh, it's all gone, baby. Mama's got to get some more.
Oh.
We've got kittens. 4 kittens. Alright, so let's look into past energy here for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Don't mind my messy background, right? Don't even look at it. Alright, so past energies for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We've got the card Contract. It is leaving Taurus' life. The Knight of Swords. So it feels like, we've got a lot of court cards, and oftentimes court cards represent people. It feels like a situation that has a lot of people involved in it. Past energies. Whoa, 2 of Pentacles. Past energies. Chariot in reverse. So the Contract card, it's like something seemed to have been teetering. It was like, oh, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to withhold this, before the truth comes out. And it's like suddenly, it was like sudden, like burst of energy. There's somebody came in and challenged the situation and is saying, like, this situation cannot stay where it's at. It needs to, we can't continue on this path. We have to choose another, something has got to be done here. It seems like perhaps this has went on for a while. But it's time to bring balance. We've got the card of Cancer here, so could involve the home front. This could be about a mortgage, for instance, moving home, work, life, home balance type situation could be at play here. This is past energy, so it's like, it almost seems like there's been a challenge that's been brought up, and you're currently in the situation dealing with the people involved in it. Like Taurus, if you run a company, and bottom of the deck here, got the 2 of Swords. So yeah, it's like, what are we going to do with this situation? How are we going to bring balance into this situation? Yeah, if you're the boss here, you might be having to handle some business, Taurus, and like get stuff back in line and like crack the whip here, fire some people. Like if somebody has completely screwed you over, you need to separate. It's like, this isn't working. We got to let this, we got to move on from this situation. It's not working. And just call out a situation, like call it out. If this is your energy. Again, take it as it resonates. So future energy, moving into the future, we've got the card Yin and Yang. So bringing the situation back into balance. We've got the Moon in reverse. Justice. So there's that same card again. And the Strength card. All right. So here you go. There's that legal matter again. This is the card of Libra. Scales of Justice. Now this could be, related to a court procedure, certainly. And just as this is about bringing balance back into a situation. There's quite a bit. We've had several cards of balance here with the Contract, with the 2 of Pentacles, with Justice. So there's certainly, a need for balance to be restored here, Taurus. So we've got the moon in the reverse. So this is the disclosure coming up. I did mention earlier that Mercury would conjunct the planet Uranus and there would be some disclosure happening. So possibly this is some truth coming up to the light. Something that's been buried and kept secret is coming out, and the truth will be found out. You cannot keep the truth hidden forever. So it's coming out and it's going to be dealt with. The Strength card comes out in every single reading that I do lately, and it is pointing to Leo season. So around early August, I'm feeling this as a significant event that will be happening in that time frame. And I'm not sure what this event will be. It could be perhaps when life starts to feel more normal again for us, or it's really hard to say, but the situation will be overcome and dealt with. I can say that from the reading here. There will be balance restored, and it is important to, if this is challenging you, to handle the situation in an authoritative manner, to keep your cool about you. Don't fly off the deep end, Taurus. And it does seem like, it will be dealt with. And yeah, it feels like a pretty big deal, whatever is going on. All right, so let's look at your blocks here. We have the World in reverse. 7 of Cups. 2 of Cups. I'll take them. Okay, there's your card, Taurus, the Hierophant. Alrighty, so got the World in reverse, so it's like taking a hard look at a situation here, and this feels like perhaps for some of you, you could be considering whether or not you would like to move forward into an engagement or a marriage, perhaps. Perhaps something was found out recently involving your partner. There was a disclosure. Perhaps they had done something that you considered to be scandalous and to challenge your relationship, and you are wondering if it is, if you in fact would like to move forward with this person. It seems like you've weighed your options. Now this is your block. This is what's blocking your situation. But it seems to me that after carefully weighing your options and trying to decide, is this a situation I'd like to move forward with? I think the answer is yes, that, things are going to start to move. It does seem like, the 2 of Cups and the Hierophant together, this is a marriage. This is a spiritual union. And it seems like, when you've got the 6 of Pentacles here with this energy, that, yes, here's the scales again. You're really weighing things out this month, Taurus. You're deciding. It seems like you're going to, you'll know what the right thing to do is for you. But it does seem like your partnerships, when it seems like you are choosing to move things forward. Perhaps somebody's disclosed a truth towards you, and at first you were like pissed, and you may have went cold. A Taurus will do that when they're upset. It's best to let a Taurus figure it out. Don't try to push a Taurus in anything. That's gonna come back around and bite you in the ass. I'm sorry for part of my language. But it seems like you've definitely thought about it. You've thought about, do I want revenge? do I want to move on completely? Do I want to lose my mind? Or do I want to forgive? And down here for your blocks, it seems like perhaps you're leaning towards, not forgiving. Perhaps your mind is, you know, with your blocking energy, this is pretty, all throughout your reading, it's like you're more, being a little more, dense to the situation. But down here in your blockage is where there's actually movement. So are you blocking movement right now, Taurus? Are you preventing this from, are you really holding a situation against somebody? It's like, it seems like once you kind of give in a bit and perhaps like, okay, all right, let's move it forward, then perhaps that's what needs to be done. But let's look into advice. We have the crown chakra up here in the reverse position, so it's like you're not, perhaps you're not listening to advice right now, All right, so we've got the sun in reverse, so we've got the sun card twice here in your reading. Sun is the most positive card in the deck, even in the reverse position. In the reverse, it is hot, it's kind of scorching. The Knight of Pentacles. One more card, please, for advice. Page of Pentacles. And then bottom of the deck energy. Four of Cups in the reverse. So, this could be, the Four of Cups is a very closed off energy and stubborn. Well, Taurus can be quite stubborn. In the reverse, it's perhaps, a little more of a positive, like moving out of that. Perhaps you're willing to compromise a bit now, Taurus. Advice, you've got crown chakra reverse, the center reverse, Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. So here we've got more earth energy. This can be more people involved as well. So it's like all of this disclosure, it's been quite a lot to handle for you. It's kind of left you burnt out. But you're slowly getting back, like the Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Now this is has a lot to do with finances, your physical life, your physical belongings. It's like you're, all right, I'm willing to, this is your advice is, like if you do decide to move forward, then do speak up on it, Taurus. If somebody burned you and yet you are deciding to give this another chance, then make sure you move out of the energy that you're currently in. Don't sit here and stew in it for too long. Move out of that so that you can get things rolling again. If this is on a business, if this is a business dealing, for instance, then you want to see things move along so that you can start, bringing in money. You know what I mean? If this is your business, if this is a relationship and you're like, all right, I'm willing to make another go of it here in the, I'm willing to, on a concrete level, give this another chance. If this is an internal thing, then it's like seeing your self-worth here and, knowing what it is that you want and what you deserve, and picking yourself up out of the ashes and, moving on. I'm, Taurus, I'm sorry if you're going through some crap right now. It sucks, but again, we all have to keep in mind we're going to be in a cleanup. We're in cleanup mode here for a while. There's been a lot of destruction that's just happened, and now is our chance to really get back in there and pick ourselves back up and get moving again. We can't stay stuck in the chaos. We can't stay in an unhealthy situation and, like, we got to move from there. We can't sit there for too long. So, Taurus, I do see movement happening here for you. As I understand it, a Taurus doesn't like to make rash decisions. A Taurus will weigh out their options. Even when they, want to move a certain way, they often won't come right out and be forthright with that. They're often going to, be quiet and cautious about their plans. But it seems like you're getting there. Just, man, like the energies this month have already been coming up a little bit, on the more challenging side. So, stay strong, keep moving forward, and, do what's fair and do what's right. And justice will be done here in this situation. I can see that here several times over. So I hope you enjoyed, Taurus.